and demand immunization services to save lives and prevent disabilities. Officially launching the African Vaccination Week in the Gambia, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Matilda Boy, at a press briefing hailed the important role immunization plays in saving lives and preventing disabilities.
Immunization against childhood infectious diseases has saved more lives than most other public health interventions. After the eradication of smallpox in the 1960s and the 1970s, less than 5% of children were immunized against diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, measles, poliomyelitis, and tuberculosis. And it was estimated that 5 million children died each year. That's a huge number. 5 million is a lot. And they die from this diseases which would have been prevented in a safe and cost-effective manner through immunization.
Madam Boy commended the government of the day for creating the enabling environment and providing health facilities in the most remote parts of the country.
And as we celebrate the African Vaccination Week, which is a regional initiative led and coordinated by the WHO, is the World Health Organization, Regional Office for Africa, and implemented by countries in the region, let us remind ourselves that this initiative provides a unique opportunity for countries and partners to strengthen national immunization programs through advocacy and partnership.
The Director of Health Services, Dr. Adama Demba, applauded the role of the media in increasing awareness of health issues. From the press briefing, GRTS proceeded to the New Yundum Health Center and Som Village to witness the immunization process and the sensitization forum being conducted as part of celebrations marking the African Vaccination Week. Health officials expressed satisfaction with the turnout of people and their perception of the importance of vaccination. They maintained that it is high on the agenda of the Health Ministry as well as the World Health Body and its partners in their strive to raise public awareness in vaccination campaigns targeting preventable diseases and other health-related concerns. For GRTS News, I am Abdullah Baji.
A 5-day sub-regional course on fundamentals of macroeconomic analysis is underway in Banjul. Babakar Kamara has more on the opening of the Anglophone Collaborative Sub-Regional Conclave staged by the West African Institute and Financial and Economic Variables.
A cross-section of the 6 YFM member states renewing their inspiration after 16 years of establishment.
The mission of YFM is to develop on a sustainable basis expertise in the fields of macroeconomic, debt and financial management among the staff of central banks, ministries of finance and economic planning and other public sector institutions with the core economic management responsibilities.
A crisis should never be allowed to go to waste. The global financial crisis left a legacy of failed banks, epitomized by the recent banking crisis in the Cyprus. It is therefore imperative to rebuild banking systems on a more solid foundation by recapitalizing, restructuring, and where necessary, shutting down banks.
With 431 run courses benefiting over 12,000 sub-regional participants, YFM is seeking a new approach to adequately respond to increasing threats posed by global financial crisis for better economic management in its 6 member states.
This course is taking place at a time when the global economic environment remains challenging, with slowing growth in several regions, continued uncertainty regarding U.S. fiscal policy, and resurfacing of concerns relating to the resolution of the crisis in the Eurozone.
YFM recently extended its expertise to the private sector by establishing the Business Development Unit. The unit targets the private sector in the sub-region. However, some of the programs of the unit may also benefit the officials of the central banks and relevant public institutions.
With a global economic decline of 0.7% in 2012, the course seeks to devolve on the openness in goods in financial markets on the basis of macroeconomic framework for better policy analysis geared towards increased economic growth. Babakar Kamara, GRTS.
We will be back with more stories after this break.
Designers Association ñoo oote fas kene sumbu ci ngandum programme ku ñu ko nettalil nga rëccu. It's a grand spectacular upmarket banquet dinner, grand dance and fashion show of the year under the distinguished Grand Chief patronage of Her Excellency the First Lady Madam Zainab Jammeh, Chief Guest of Honor Her Excellency the Vice President Aja Dr. Aissatou Njie Sedi on the 1st of June 2013 at the Penchemi Hall. Lii di guddi yi ànd ak ndaanaan yi ci biir mbalax mi namoon ko yàkkamti woon ko ñëpp di ko sentu Fatou Gewel dama ne lépp lu bees the king of Kora, the queen of Manding Sambu Suso, ndaw guddi bu kenn des. Platinum $40,000, gold $30,000, silver $20,000, individual $1,000. Support a worthy noble cause. Sponsored by AfriCell. Gambia suñu réew.
Welcome back. Regional leaders have raised concern over the situation in the Central African Republic. The country experienced another change of government when rebel leader Michel Jotodia led fighters into Bangui. Mr. Jotodia recently met regional leaders during a tour of 3 Central African states. Let's look at this report for more.
Big turnout at Bangui Airport to greet Michel Jotodia, Central Africa's interim president, on his return from a regional tour. Most Central African Republic politicians came to hear Michel Jotodia's report. Equatorial Guinea.
We are here for a transition period. We are a transitional government, and we need their financial support and their moral support.
But the 3 presidents are particularly concerned about the present state of anarchy and insecurity in the Central African Republic.
I met with His Excellency, Mr. Idriss Déby, who assured me of Chad's support. And he said he hoped that peace would be restored as soon as possible, as well as the economy.
But violence continues. Last Friday, armed men killed 6 people and pillaged a number of homes in Buka, 250 kilometers from the capital Bangui.
Members of Cameroon's nomadic Bororo community are trying their hands on a rather new style of living in order to benefit from social amenities. The largely nomadic shepherds mainly wandered about and could not secure identity cards due to their inability to live settled lives. We have details in this report.
A Bororo chief receives young members of his community in Yaoundé. Their main problem is obtaining ID papers. That's because in general the Bororo don't have ID papers. They are nomadic shepherds, most of them are born in the bush and they have no birth certificates. It's a big headache for those among them who decide to settle down. For one thing, no ID paper means no school. Their traditional chief wants to be able to deliver birth certificates recognized by the administration.
It would be easier for us if the process were simplified, if we had an officer in charge of birth certificates in our community. Birth certificates would help us send our children to school.
1.5 million Bororo live in Cameroon. That's roughly 7% of the population. Some of them do succeed in obtaining their papers and signing up for school. Aisha is one of them. She has a law degree. However, it's still difficult for her to find a job because prejudices have their way of keeping people out. The Bororo are believed to be uneducated, so this prevents us all from excelling. The government and society in general must take us into account and encourage us. To fight discrimination and integrate into city life, the Bororo try to get organized. In Douala, the Suramamo Association is taking charge of doing that, and it offers night classes for the Bororo.
When you come to live in the city without education, without a profession, you run into difficulties everywhere. People should be able to go to school.